Welcome to the Kentucky X-Files, Season 2, with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, so you never miss an episode. Now, on to our show.
Coming towards me, just crouched down. For me, at first, I thought it was a distant forest thing.
I thought it was a bear. You can tell the difference between like a small, spindly leg creature and something with a larger foot. And it was big, whatever it was. It ran straight down at us and it just stopped. And it was pitch black. Couldn't see it.
And most of these witnesses that have come close to these scenes could have been killed.
It was beating on the side of the house. I didn't hit the side of the house as it went by.
Now, when it stood up, that's when I knew it was a dog.
Like I needed someone to have pure faith in a higher power at that moment, and nobody fucking did.
Welcome back, guys, to the Kentucky X-Files. Yes, this is finally going pretty good. Like, we haven't had too many problems.
Yep.
So let's hope. Knock on wood.
Everything's
keeps going good.
Yeah.
Pew! You guys remember that guy, the candidate? I can't remember his name. He's like, we're gonna go there, and then pew!
Sounds like Alex Jones. We're gonna go over there.
Well, he was
oh god, he was going for
he was going for president, I thought.
yeah, he was it's oh god. I know who you're talking about.
He totally lost.
It was like
Yeah, because he was like at a rally. He was like, "We're gonna go to this state and we're gonna go to that state." Pew!
Did he?
It's great.
Did he make it to those states?
I don't know. Everybody said the be-all that killed his career or something. Like no one. I don't know why the be-all thing killed his career.
Yeah.
But sorry.
I was way off.
So sorry, I went on a tangent.
I thought we were gonna start talking about frogs.
God dang it! They're putting something in the water that's turning the frogs gay. Okay, Alex Jones.
Yeah, man.
Just go sit down.
I think Alex needs to calm down.
God, I can't believe he hasn't had like
he's
a heart
gonna
attack.
have a heart attack if he doesn't calm his ass down.
He needs to calm down.
Like
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean is the guy's name.
Yeah. He actually did that?
Yeah, he's like, because he's saying it like.
Yeah, I'll play it for the show. As soon as I get through
the commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't give YouTube any free commercials.
You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
He got really excited.
Wow. I wanted to go with him.
Right?
That's how excited I was.
I'm a little upset that that's what killed his career because, I mean, that guy was enthusiastic.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe that's what, maybe the powers that be were like, okay, no, we're not ready for this to happen.
Yeah, we're not ready.
This guy's too excitable.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's big week in the the cryptid communities.
Oh yeah.
Big week.
Big week.
Yeah. Turns out this is a fun statistic, and I'm sure other cryptid enthusiasts are going to notice this as well. During all the winter storms, the sightings went down. Turns out nobody got much footage during the winter storms.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me because, I would think that this is, something that can, I mean, just speaking Bigfoot wise.
Right.
Right. This is a creature that apparently doesn't care about weather the same way we do, and yet surprisingly inactive when the winter storm. Dogman just phoned it in. He was during the winter storm. Dogman was like, it's cold.
He was watching the school closings, and he was
he's like, I'm not coming out.
He's like, I hate cameras and snowstorms.
Yeah, cameras, snowstorms. Somebody on one of the
it's two bugaboos
on one of the cryptid one of the cryptid groups on Facebook that I haunt said that he goes best defense mechanism or best defense for Dogman is a GoPro. Just wear a GoPro all the time. And I just lost it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I've been saying this. That's all you gotta do. Turn on your camera. You're safe.
Poof, it's a bush.
As soon as you do that, it magically turns him into a bush. Prove me wrong. That's all I could say. And the interesting though is on one of the non-cryptid groups that I follow. Me and the wife have a little mini farm, and we're she's more of the goat nerd. I'm like, I lean more towards like I like the chickens because they make eggs, and I like eggs a lot. And I like to get on these like backyard chickens Facebook groups because it's like all these different breeds and people are trading and they're like, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's neat, And out of nowhere is this post that says it's a video and this guy's literally asking for advice. He's like, what the hell is this? He's like, I think it's a dog wounded out in the woods. And I pressed the play on the video, and holy crap, it's the same screaming, howling noise that I heard, over a year ago on Thinker Thunker. Well, I mean, it's not the same exact, but it's close enough for me. And it's crazy. And in his post, he goes on to write that his dogs will not come out of their houses or the barn. That he cannot get his dogs to come out. He cannot get his animals to like calm down. And this noise goes on for like a solid 30 minutes. He calls the police, animal control. He calls all these people out. They go searching. They don't find shit.
But by the time, did it say if the noise was still going on when they got there, or
apparently not? Apparently the noise had stopped at the approach of whatever of the people he'd called. They got there. They searched the areas around because their suspicion is that it was a dog that was trapped or hurt, and they were trying to find it to save it. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't sound like that to me. When I heard it, I instantly heard what I heard on Thinker Thunker's page. The same crazy howling yell that we've heard from all different areas all over the world now. And the post was deleted today. It said content removed. And I thought, man, it was funny too because towards the end of the night there was a lot of comments and responses to this. Most of the responses were like, I don't know if that's a dog. I don't know what that is. And then it started to kind of trickle over. One lady, I don't remember where she was from, I can't even remember her name, literally posted, that's not a dog, it's a Bigfoot. And I'm like, really? I'm sitting there like, well, took the words right out of my mouth, lady. Like, right. That's what I was thinking too.
Are you sure it wasn't like, because isn't there like an automated thing if the content doesn't match what it's going, like,
I don't
premise?
Know. I don't know. Maybe,
I don't think it's an automated thing because, I mean, I've been an admin on pages before, and unless you police the page.
Uh-huh.
That's what I kept thinking was it got so derailed that somebody pulled it.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would think.
But it was really interesting to me to see that pop up.
Did you comment on it?
I did not comment. No.
I wanted to see if we could talk to the guy. Like this,
You could always post on there. Whoever posted the video yesterday,
absolutely.
Please private message me. I'd like to talk to you.
I'll give it a try. I will give it a try. I'll see if I can dig him up.
See if he figured out anything since the video.
Yeah, because
and that's another thing too. Are you if you post something on somebody else's group, can you take it down?
I think so.
Yeah, you can delete your own content.
You can delete your own stuff.
So it might have been him. Like he found out what it was.
Oh yeah, he might have been getting private message blowed up.
That's true too.
Yeah.
I love how we come to the conclusions on that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but to me the most interesting part of it was that the phenomenon is now spilling out of certain, what do you want to call it? Perimeters now? Like you used to find this stuff on cryptid pages, used to find it on this, that, and the other thing, unexplained, paranormal pages, things like that. Now, out of nowhere, I'm getting videos of somebody standing outside with their camera facing the woods with this sound coming. And I'm like, okay, so we have now posts that are happening outside of the safety of, the topic. It's now in different, this is backyard chicken groups. You know what I mean? These are people who are they're trading chickens. They're not there to talk about cryptids.
I feel like you're onto something there. I feel like those stories seem a little bit more believable than you do on those groups that deal with the same thing.
Well, sure.
Because there's always that. I'm going to say it.
There's lots of those guys. Yeah.
There's assholes out there that's just going to throw a picture of this is a dog man on a freaking table, and it's prop from a movie that's
right. Well, and even with the same thing with the audio, there was the Mushroom Hunter video that had the howl scream in the background of it. Somebody had discovered, or somebody recognized it rather, and posted the original source in some forum I was on, and it's from some dinosaur movie from the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
And they just ripped the audio.
Ripped the audio
and put it in their own.
Yeah, it's funny too because that video went super viral.
Yeah.
Absolutely super viral. People, millions of views.
Yeah.
So this dude literally cashed in on basically ripping you off. You know? And I totally get it. I totally understand that there's a lot of you out there, and I'm probably guilty too. We may believe, or we think we know something fucked up is going on, and we want to know the truth about it. However, we have a monumental ocean of people who are going to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
And they're all over.
And
Todd Standing.
Well, there's not, and it's not just in these groups. It's just not in these groups. It will branch out to businesses, politics, everywhere. It's just we choose to believe, and let's go back to our Landis episode. I don't know about you, and I've said this countless times on this this podcast.
Yeah.
I really believed that 911 call, to the whole heart. It sounds so genuine, but it was derailed by that.
Oh yeah!
As soon as you made sense of it, that's not how they answer the phone.
And that, I know people out there. That's like a kick in the balls because you never know. Now I have to question a lot of other things that I thought were real.
And hell, it is. I've called 911 on more than one occasion, and that's how they answer the phone: is what's the location of your emergency? Because that's the first thing they want to know.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me, that was a fake 911.
Yeah.
But now, because I learned that, thank you, Landis.
Absolutely.
Every video I watch that is a 911, I'm doing the air quotes because you can't see me. That's the first thing I listen for. And as soon as it's 911, what's your emergency? I go, fake.
Yeah. Yeah. What gets me is that there's people that we've personally talked to who've told their story, And you could literally hear them reliving the story they're telling us. You know, Veronica is one that jumps out at me big time. When Veronica told her story, she was reluctant to tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She gained. We're like fucking little podcast sitting in Gibbs's garage. You know, we're not millionaires. She didn't gain anything from telling us.
No.
You
But
know?
I can tell you the atmosphere of the room, the storm that may or may not have rolled in, it was getting close, and the lights were turned off in here, and the doors were all open, and it was just dark. And when she's telling that story, like, you felt her emotion.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's more Veronicas out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
And a lot are scared to talk because of ridicule.
Dude, that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing that pisses me off is that there's many people right now that have gone through or are going through at this very moment probably something that they can't explain and that's scaring them.
Yeah. And if you want to talk about it, we can keep you anonymous.
Absolutely.
We don't
You
even
can
have
change
if
your
you-
voice.
Doesn't even have to be on the show.
Yeah, we don't even have to put it on the show. Just,
Oh yeah, well, you can email us. Like, I think you can. I even say like make a fake email, but another thing too is, like we said, like some people could take advantage of that or something. But
Absolutely.
we gotta take I'm willing to read everything and listen to everybody's.
let them fakers send their stuff in because we're just going to capitalize on their content.
You
It
know
gives us
what?
something to talk about for 20 minutes.
We'll talk about it. We'll find the flaws in it, and
Immediately.
we'll expose it.
Immediately.
And you know what? I urge you, if you are in this Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, tri-state area, and you are experiencing something that you cannot explain, by all means, contact us and let us come out. Let us be right there with you. And I tell you what, they can ridicule you, but if we're all there and we all see it and we all, we try to help you through it, they cannot silence all of us. There's no way. And what pisses me off is there's for every 5,000 Todd Standings out there that are making their viral YouTube videos of their fake Bigfoots, there's a Veronica who's out there with something terrifying happening.
Yeah, genuine story.
And all that bullshit we have to go through to get to her,
Well,
to get to, that person.
Yeah.
And that's what pisses me off. That's why finding that post on that like backyard chicken Facebook page was huge for me because that is not. I've been on that page for a couple of years now, and that is not something that happens.
But that's and another thing like what I can't remember his name, but hopefully you helped him with a little predicament. Some guy something was getting the guy's turkey coop.
Yep.
Was it a turkey?
Yeah, he had like a bunch of different stuff in it. I think it was turkeys and what do they call and this is gonna probably cause a chuckle, but it's like called like a big breasted turkey or something.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I know that's like
Yeah.
I prefer the big breasted turkey myself.
Yeah.
Because I like turkey a lot. I'm trying not to go there, really hard. And Gibbs is just eyeballing me like you're gonna do it, and I'm just not looking back at him.
Everybody in the comments are just gonna say, "Sinner,
You sinner,
you sinner."
But he was having trouble, and I thought, well, let's try something. Then
I'm just glad everything worked out for him, and I hope it still is.
Yeah, I think the bastards can't stand bright light.
And I feel like that. Yeah, a lot of people have said that, but no one really unless this is something that it's like a kept secret.
Yeah.
But the outcome of that whole thing was pretty awesome. After he messaged back,
it's another interesting thing to me is I don't know if you guys will find this as funny as I do, but about 2 weeks after that episode aired, where we talked about it, and it was maybe. I want to say maybe 3 weeks after, I guess that email was read over on How to Hunt by Steve. It was interesting that there was a guy popping up on Dark Waters channel saying that it's all about UV lights. You got to use them. I've been saying it for years. And I'm like, that's interesting because I had been searching for that information, that if any, to see if anybody had put that together, and I couldn't find anything. I never found one comment, never found anything. And it was just like, well, I mean, that's another entertainment channel in my opinion.
That's another rabbit hole that I don't want to go down.
It's funny too. It's like I tend now to stay away from what I consider the YouTube famous entertainers out there. It's like you can't the patterns of the way the stories are put together. It's like you can write all the emails you want, Vic, but eventually someone like me is going to come along and say, well, there's a lot of the same nuances in these stories. I do admire getting people to read the story, though. I do think that's clever.
That's the one thing too is like
that is clever.
He has to be like there has to be a lot of money going through that because he's
doing well for himself. I mean, for providing such a unique service. Therapeutic. Tell us your Dogman story that doesn't match any pattern that Dogman has displayed thus far.
Right.
In picture or video.
I'm just like, well, if we're going to talk about that, like, have you?
If you guys out there didn't notice, the gloves are now off.
The Dark Waters thing. I heard him say that he has to talk to you if you're going to be a phone guest. He has to talk to you for about a week or something like that to make sure your guys' chemistry. I might be getting this the quote wrong, but he says that he has to basically interview you.
Yeah.
And then hear your story before it's on the show.
Yeah.
To see if he wants to put it on the show. To see if it's real or anything. How can you say it's real when you don't know? We have no proof.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff is like speculation and we don't know. There is things out there, but we don't know what it is. We could think that the Sasquatch is what we've always said it was, but it could be probably something totally different. But it's still out there. There's something out there.
It's dude.
But why would you say that?
It gained momentum because it has a giant following.
Mm-hmm.
We have a small following.
Yeah.
But I guarantee these freaking heroes on our community would go to bat for us.
I would like to say we have some genuine.
They would go to bat for us, and we appreciate it. But our people are kind of like they're kind of no bullshit,
And
they're down to earth, and they want fact,
And then they'll call it. I've seen there's been countless times they called us out on certain wrong stuff, and I applaud you for that. Do that more. Like
Absolutely.
we don't have all the answers.
Yeah. If we say something stupid, let us know.
We're not trying to give false information or.
I'm pretty sure I said that several episodes back. Like, hey, you guys out there, kind of keep an eye on us. Make sure we don't do anything stupid. I mean,
we're prone to it. So.
We are prone, but we're literally not air quote experts out in the field selling you what we consider
far
fact.
From expert.
I'm like, dude, if I encountered a dog man, I don't know what to do. Run, shoot, I don't know. You go the Steve Irwin route and jump on his ass.
Shove your thumb up his butt.
I wish. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
I wish Steve was here to tell us what we could do about Bigfoot.
Right.
Because if there was one dude that would have found him.
Is there a Sasquatch type story from Australia?
Yeah,
the Yowie.
Yowie.
The Yowie. Yeah.
Actually, there's a group of guys in Australia. Forgive me if I can't think of the group's name right now, but they've actually got some compelling stuff.
Well, we actually had a guy that we wanted to talk to, but they're 14 hours ahead of us.
Yes.
And we
can never make the time match up.
We can never make the time match up for this guy, and
he's the one that pointed out that check all this stuff. They've got some incredible thermal videos.
They're more than 14 hours ahead of us, aren't they?
I thought it was 14.
It's a lot.
They're past the international date line. So it's like probably closer to 34 hours.
Jesus.
I believe.
I don't know.
It's not just tomorrow. It's like 2 days from now.
Jesus. They're time travelers.
Yeah, time travel.
Something like that.
What's the Powerball numbers?
There's
got to be a way.
Right. Now I got to check on that because, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You'll get fact checked.
I mean, I hope I do. I mean,
I hope so
no,
too.
all I was saying is you got a vicious following over there, right? A lot of ghost accounts too, which is interesting. And then if you dispute one thing that is uttered out of that YouTube channel, they attack like a pack of wolves, a pack of dogmen. Remember we had one of them visit us, and it's one of my favorite comments of all time.
I can't remember it now. It goes to show how much I give a shit.
I said, I was on the kick where I'm like, dude, that is not a dog man. That is a kangaroo.
Oh yeah,
and
that
this
one.
guy says, you remember?
Oh god,
Kangaroos loose in the United States, ridiculous.
Right.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, that's the line. That's where you draw the line. Is kangaroos?
Yeah, kangaroos.
Not 6-foot dog men. That's not it.
I was about to.
You were right. It's almost 16 hours ahead right now, but it is tomorrow.
So they're not time travelers.
Yeah, it's the 19th there right now.
Wow.
So
They are time.
They are time traveling.
Check your local listings.
Check your local listings.
Aren't you supposed to say that?
But yeah, it's like they're vicious and they go head and head, and then you got the other guy. Wow, that's really scary. You got him.
Is Casey Kasem on the
It's
show?
literally the Casey Kasem of fucking
Casey Kasem
Dogman
has
Encounters.
a beautiful voice. This guy has a sexual predator voice.
Not the first time I heard that. Not the first time I read that.
You said take off the gloves. I'm done. I'm done. Like
it's creepy uncle, like big time. Creepy uncle.
Because he the people that talk, they're trying to tell the story.
No.
And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't offer anything else. And I'm not saying that our podcast or somebody else probably more, but we try to help dissect it a little bit, wonder what it could be, what it couldn't be, blah, blah, blah. But he just sits there and just, oh, that's scary.
It's anybody that goes back and re-records their side of the dialogue, I tend to have an issue with that. I'm like, if me and you had a conversation and then we went back and we punched in each thing we said and then played it back, it would sound artificial.
Yeah.
That's what his dialogue sounds like to me.
That's why I was trying to get you to do that. It was like subconscious for the episodes where it's just me and Tyler and you're not in there.
Yeah, we were saying this. Oh yeah, this guy said we saw a dog man. Then he's like,
I like jelly beans.
Yeah,
jelly beans are delicious. You're right. Seriously though, I mean, I'm sorry, folks out there. It's just I cannot help it. I can't stand here. I'm not standing. I can't sit here and say these are credible people because I'm sorry. It's so far gone from that now.
I don't even think we're saying that we're credible people, but we at least have an open. I feel like an open dialogue with everything.
We're not standing by any major theme that we're trying to push.
That's why we're credible. Our credentials are we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
And I feel
you can't be wrong
if you don't know.
If you don't know.
I feel like we go
Socrates.
I feel like we go back to this the whole time. This kind of platform, it's like a bunch of buddies drinking beer at a campfire, just bullshitting or bullshitting at work.
Yeah, I can't wait for the crickets. I miss our crickets.
When the crickets show up again, it's gonna be a great day.
I still think we should do digital crickets.
Digital crickets. That sounds like a rap group or like a dubstep group. This is digital crickets.
Yeah, kind of like Hollywood Undead. Kind of like that. Yeah.
Over in the paranormal, like ghost hauntings, things like that. They don't have nearly as much horseshit as the cryptid community is dealing with.
I don't know, man.
There's mediums and stuff, but I'm just leaving them out. I mean,
if people can't understand that if your house is dusty and you use a flash, that you're going to see orbs.
Those are orbs.
Yeah,
Dust
I forgot about the orb thing.
Are not ghosts.
The orb thing is, it's always going to be one of those things where this won't go away. It's never going to go away. It's like that picture of the Missouri, Montana, Detroit, Michigan, New York City,
Jacksonville, Florida. Insert your
that was
city.
An orb.
Ghost went up your nose.
I just made an orb. Yeah, it's like that. It just keeps still circulating. You know, the orb thing. I don't know.
And like,
I love the orb pictures when you see like an ashtray sitting on the table too. It's like, come on, man.
I feel like the same things. Like the orb, I don't know. Like I can't. Even like outside of like, I guess you would say the paranormal, like ghosts or something. The whole orb thing with Bigfoot or any other cryptid, like it's hard to grasp even that.
Yeah.
Because like, there's always those things that are outside you don't know, like lightning bugs and stuff. Like always, try to make those like flashes or something, and even like dust that's kicked up from like wind or something could like fall from your like trail cam.
Oh yeah,
or something like that.
Have you noticed that no other geometric shape is being used in any of the paranormal or cryptid communities? It's always the sphere. It's always the orb.
I thought, isn't that science though?
Well, I mean, it's dust.
Yeah. Like what?
Dust is naturally gonna be an orb just because of gravity.
That's what I was. That was what I was getting at.
You know, it's like a raindrop or a bubble. You know, it's like
bubble.
It's not big. You know, there's no particular like. It's just, you know, physics. It's the most reasonable shape. You know, that's why like air bubbles aren't triangles.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're talking supernatural,
shouldn't it not be natural?
Right.
Yeah.
Like why?
Okay. Yeah, I get where you're going with it.
Why aren't there like dodecahedron? You know.
Yeah.
And portals too. Like, why are they round?
Which makes no sense because round is not the structurally sound shape.
Yeah, pyramid
and oval.
Yeah.
Arches are not perfect circles.
Yeah.
They're semicircles.
But there is a school of thought on orbs though that you know, I mean, like you look at the cell, or like a cell, or even a.
I thought a cell was like oval.
All the way down to oh my God, I'm drawing a freaking blank here.
I feel like what
molecule.
I said. Yeah.
Right. You go down to a molecule and then go you know, subatomic from there. Just keep going smaller and smaller until you get to the little you know, the little portals that happen or whatever.
Nuggets.
What the hell were they called again? There's a name for them.
Yeah, there's a name for it.
And they're round. But if you think about it, if a portal is literally a rip in time and space, then the gravity around it might force it to be round. Okay. Or at least a sphere. You know what I mean?
Which implies that it's subjective to gravity.
Yeah. Like I figured a portal would have to be kind of battling against the natural forces of the universe, unless I don't know.
Yeah, I would think that you would have like there has to be a lot of energy coming out of that to combat that.
I am not a physicist whatsoever, but if you look at the way a tornado works,
yeah,
you know, or a hurricane, it always kind of like spins into this spiral, right? And roughly from above, it's roughly a circle. But, you know, or like you put your hand in a swimming pool and you go like that and it makes a little water spout. You know what I mean? Or whatever you want to call it, a little whirlpool. What if, you know, out in space or whatever, these forces are doing that? And what if we're talking about massive amounts of energy that literally could cause a little rip in time and space? I don't know. I don't fucking know, but what if? Do you have an arm cramp or?
No.
Only we can see you raising your hand.
We're not going to give you a hall pass.
Tyler. Does like I wanted to ask this when you first said it, but you kind of went on to a huge tangent on that one, so it's kind of so I had to back up.
Yeah.
Hurricanes, do they only go in one direction? Like I know they move in different directions, but do they only spin in one direction?
I believe that it's
Not the band.
so. Okay, I might be putting my foot in my mouth again on this one, but I believe I read somewhere that hurricanes go one direction, typhoons go the other.
Ooh.
I believe.
Typhoons? You mean like like whirlpools or something?
What the hell is the difference between
Location on the Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because like okay, this is a stupid thing. I don't know how much truth is behind this. I can't remember. On one part of the Earth, when you flush your toilet, it goes down a certain way, and then on another part, it goes the opposite direction.
I don't know that that's true, but I had to look it up.
I've heard that too, actually.
I'm 99% positive that hurricanes are in the northern hemisphere and typhoons are in the southern, or it's eastern and western is where they're split, and I do believe they spin opposite directions.
Huh.
But I do have the entire world's information.
I thought a
in front of me.
typhoon was like a wave.
Who would win in a fight,
No.
a typhoon
Okay.
or a hurricane?
No, you're
sorry.
thinking of
Monsoon?
no, monsoon's rainy season.
But isn't that a wave?
No,
Like a big wave?
no, monsoon's like what happens in
Typhoon.
typhoon is a circular storm. The wave you're thinking of is a oh my god, we're gonna sound like absolute morons. on this show.
I already committed to this, so
We're not meteorologists. I mean, we don't.
Yeah, in my defense, I've been up since 2:45 a.m.
Oh yeah, I'm right there with you, buddy.
I am
not that early, but
I am not
I'm
here.
feeling it too.
Yeah, it's
But this is why we have people. You guys out there, comment, and tell us what the hell we're talking
You're
about.
our moderators.
Yeah, you guys are in charge now.
Tsunami is a
Tsunami.
Yeah.
Tsunami Tutanka.
I hate that because when I used to watch TV, like cartoons,
Yeah.
I had like there was a segment called Toonami.
Tsunami.
Yeah, like play on
Oh,
words.
okay.
So I was like,
There was like a wave of cartoons coming in
yeah.
at you. Yeah.
No,
Okay,
good
so
cartoons.
my works cited is the oceanservice.noaa.gov.fax.
Okay.
I'm going to do a read here. I didn't get the chance to read it.
Can you repeat that address for the?
Yes, it's
I'm just joking. I wanted it to be a take because it was
Right.
long.
According to this, and I'm reading this verbatim, the only difference between a hurricane and a typhoon is the location where the storm occurs. In the North Atlantic, Central North Pacific, and Eastern North Pacific, the term hurricane is used. The same type of disturbance in the Northwest Pacific is called a typhoon.
I thought a typhoon was a wave.
Okay.
I'm such an idiot.
Yeah, you got typhoon and tsunami. They both start with a T. Confused is what it is.
Tacos. Yeah.
They start with a T.
Yeah,
You
taco.
see, there's also a cyclone, and that's another type of storm.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I thought they were only a hockey team.
Why? You know, I mean, this is a whole different thing, but why the hell did they come up with so many different names for big shitty storms?
It's probably because of the areas, like the people made up their own terminology for it, and then
What do you think they'd call it here in Kentucky?
hold my beer.
I don't believe we get those here, do we? We get
No.
tornadoes.
Yeah, we
No,
only get tornadoes.
I'm saying if we had one.
We need water.
We did
Doesn't-
have a
doesn't
landfall. We did have a landfall hurricane. I want to say it was like 8-9 years ago.
I thought hurricanes only form over water.
They do, but we had what the hell do they call it?
So, okay.
It was like a landfall or something. I can't remember.
I was partially right on both, and that's probably why I had all my information confused here. Anything is in the northern hemisphere spins counterclockwise, and in the southern hemisphere it spins the opposite direction. So hurricanes or typhoons in the northern hemisphere will spin counterclockwise, in the southern they spin clockwise.
Gotcha.
So I was
You had it.
I was there,
yeah,
but
I
I
get ya.
wasn't there.
I get you.
But yeah, I thought only hurricanes. They only form over water, and I'm guessing typhoons.
Yeah, they form over water, but I think when it hits land, it becomes a tropical storm.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember we had a windstorm that lasted for like days, 8 or 9 years ago, and they were saying that it was basically a hurricane that kind of just it slowly dissipated over.
Yeah, it will go
You know
onto
what I
land.
mean?
Yeah, it starts on water and it will come onto land. Like I can't remember there was.
It messed up my old house, my roof, pretty bad.
Oh yeah,
That was
the
crazy.
wind that was coming. I can't remember. There was it was probably a couple years ago that hurricane that like it almost got to us. Like it was like into a direct path to us, but it kind of dissipated.
Yeah.
I think that was the one with.
Was it Katrina?
Yeah, I think it was Katrina.
Was it Katrina?
No, I think it was the one after Katrina, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Katrina just kind of sat there and spun over New Orleans for a while.
Yeah.
Well, all the surrounding areas, because Texas was destroyed and Mississippi was destroyed. And, But the one that happened, was it Ivan that worked his way all the way up?
Sounds familiar. I just remember, like, it was like endless, like, waves of clouds coming.
Yeah.
For days. And I just remember they were like rolling clouds, and it was just rows and rows and rows, and the wind just never stopped, and it was like, oh my god.
Even like Landis and Bangs, they said that they got I feel like they got it worse than we did.
Oh yeah, it was nuts, man.
I think power kind of power went on.
Have you guys noticed that the Tornado Valley is no longer in the Tornado Valley anymore? That's here now.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I mean, that's a terrifying prospect. I bet the folks over in Tornado Alley are probably like, "Oh God, finally!"
Yeah, you guys can have them.
Because we've had an incredible amount of not only just little touchdowns. We've had some monsters
and multiples.
Yeah,
at the same time.
What, the EF5 that came through a couple months back?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I seen Alabama got blasted with multiple tornadoes for the second time in the span of like 40 days during the winter. Yeah. I mean, this is
God dang you!
This is getting out of hand.
You need, like, I don't know, like, where was it again? You said
Alabama.
Like, that still doesn't get like.
That's hurricane country.
Yeah. And it's literally like,
it's probably all the cold air that's coming down from us and all the hot air mixing with theirs.
It's every time a major storm has been coming through down there, it seems like it's just spawning multiples.
Yeah.
Just multiple
We got
twisters all
sisters.
over. Yeah, it's crazy. And then up here, I was watching the weather. I was watching the weather like a hawk because being in a goddamn camper.
Yeah, I get you.
In windstorms, tornadoes, that's bad words. That's bad juju, man. You're in a goddamn camper in the middle of the woods. You're like, okay, a tree could fall on me, or, the camper just goes on a trip. You know what I mean?
And a magic rocket ship.
I told him earlier, I was like, man, I was so freaking tired from work. I was laying in bed, and I could feel the wind, and it was like, and it wasn't stopping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, man. And then all of a sudden it broadsided the camper, and it was like, and I'm sitting there like, I never even opened my eyes. I'm like, dude, I don't even give a shit.
So tired.
I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm so tired. It's going to have to roll me down the goddamn hill to get me out of this bed. I went to sleep. My wife's like, that didn't unnerve you at all? I was like, I think my nerves are asleep.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, whatever.
I guess we're changing platforms right now for the time being. This is KYX File Meteorology.
Well, think about it, dude. It's there's a point to it. Is the world has changed. The world is changing around us.
Let's put it this way.
You know?
This is another unexplained kind of thing, like climate change. Like,
yeah,
everybody has their own opinion about it, but no one really wants to say. Everybody says it's because freaking global warming.
I have an unpopular opinion about this. People do not like my opinion on it.
My
own kids argue with me about this.
I understand. Like, I feel like we're doing damage to the to the world, but I feel like I'm on board with yours, with your
like,
opinion,
dude. Like,
Enlighten me. 'Cause I don't know your opinion on it.
okay, my opinion is rooted in something that happened about 65 million years ago. There's this whole species that was walking around. Okay, called dinosaurs.
Really?
Yeah, they were big creatures.
What
Okay.
are they? They like lizards?
No, not at
No?
all. No, more
No?
related to birds, actually.
The birds?
Yeah,
They're like big cockatoos?
that's what they were. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
this big ass meteor hits in New Mexico. Shortly after all the
They
dinosaurs
had a
died.
Mexico back then?
They did.
Oh, okay.
It just wasn't called that yet.
It wasn't? Okay.
Somebody came along and named it that.
Okay.
I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Columbus or something. Anyway, this happened right
Columbus,
after this. So when the meteor hit, do you guys think the climate changed?
They probably nudged it.
Gave it a little.
He gave it a little.
Gave it a little push in a bad direction. Maybe made it a little hard for big things to live. Maybe it burned up a little bit of the oxygen. I don't know what it did. I wasn't there. Scientists, please chime in.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, okay, that's a climate affecting thing with repercussions that last a long time. Okay, it's funny because after that happens, we have this record of multiple ice ages happening. Just every so many, hundreds of thousand years, we got a new ice age. But now it's our fault. This time it's our fault. I'm like, well, hold on. Yeah, man, I'll get behind you. Okay, I get it. Factories, emissions.
I feel like we probably are pushing it faster than it was back then.
Maybe.
But what about? Okay, one
volcano will put out more air pollution in a matter of a couple days than we do in years.
Right.
So I'm like,
and fallout.
Yeah, maybe we're a little bit full of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, yeah, I get it. We're polluting the air, but we're polluting it in regards to ourselves, not so much the planet. I don't think the planet gives two shits. The planet already had radioactive shit in it. That was already there.
Yeah.
We just found it and messed with it. We were like,
and it hurt us.
It was the beehive, and we were like, dude, get a stick. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the thing that I never understood when people are like, this isn't natural, this is natural. If it came from Earth, it's natural. It's not like we're getting outer space materials to create products with. Everything came from here. Even if it's man-made, it's man-made from something that came here.
It's not like we didn't go down to like Walmart on Mars
right,
and pick up some shit to come back here and pollute with.
Swing by Venus and get the unobtainium.
We had it here. We did that.
Yeah, it was already here. Anything we have is made from stuff that's here.
We're like, well, humans, we invented nuclear power. No, not really.
I feel like
that was already a thing in the universe.
We just harnessed it.
We just figured out how to
harness it as energy.
We figured it out a little bit. We're not as good at it as the universe is.
It's actually pretty cool when they actually dig out like uranium and stuff.
Yeah,
and make those little caps to make the rods.
It's a fun fact too that I think this to me is hilarious. That nuclear power is actually among the cleaner energies. In regards to energy, it's one of the better ones.
Yeah, because everybody thinks like that smoke that's coming out of it is like what you'd see like coal smoke or any of that, but it's vapor. They're cooling the
steam.
Yeah, it's steam. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's steam from the river or lake or whatever they're next to.
Well, they're dousing the.
Yeah, they got to keep it
cool.
Keep it cool.
Yeah, but they always build those next to large water sources.
Yeah, so they can.
Yeah, they're not pumping water in from the city.
Yeah.
I made the dumb question to him, and I thought, after I said it, I thought it was stupid. I'm like, because we were going to Indiana, and then there was that one right over the bridge. I was like, do they have to pay for their own power?
Duke Energy's in there like, okay, guys, we're going to unplug your meter.
Yeah. Well, they'd be hating life right now, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
My apologies to all of you who are listening that are using Duke Electric to power whatever device you're listening to.
I mean, you could be like us. Are you using Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could be like us and be spending like I don't know what 20% more. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
I don't know. Mine is.
is yours good?
Yeah.
Well,
mine's not great. It doubled almost.
Yeah.
But my double is still a lot
Better
less than
yeah.
most of the Dukes.
But, dude, in all honesty, though, I find it hilarious in regards to that whole thing, the climate change. I think that, the climate's changing.
Well, yeah.
I think it's changing, but I think it's kind of just doing that with or without us. It's like, hey, guys, I'm going to do this thing. You can take credit if you want, but it's happening regardless.
You're just saying that no matter what we do, if we go...
We're riding on a rock flying through space.
We go 100% eco-friendly. We don't use any of these fuels. Or we don't pollute anymore. It's still going to happen.
It's impossible.
Yeah, it's like...
Humans have been polluting since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
We discovered fire.
We started polluting.
Yeah. It's just
and it's just like
part of it,
I love it. And
how much pollution does one of those wildfires that breaks out? How much does it do?
What about?
I mean, think about the fact that there's like burn bans.
What about?
Yeah.
And I think you shed light on this one, and I thought it was fucking funny. Okay, all those people out there, I am going green because I got a Tesla.
Oh yeah. Oh.
So how do you build a battery, Denny? Like what's the main thing in it?
You need nickel, and if you get online right now, go on Google and type in nickel mine, and just look at what your green battery car has done to the earth.
Look at a lithium mine.
Oh my god, even worse.
It is no recovery from a lithium
mine.
No, it's not like you can plant stuff back over top of it. You can pour
done.
concrete and put a parking lot in. But a lithium mine ruins the earth.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, we're not going to get out of this with no blood on our hands.
No.
If you want to keep the things that you have, all this technology, all this stuff, even to keep warm, like he was just saying, burning fucking wood.
Mm-hmm. Most people think that the burn ban they put out in the summertime is because things are dry and they don't want to catch fields on fire.
Yeah.
It's not. It's pollutants. They don't want you to burn the fire to make smoke because people do it all winter.
Right.
That's why burn bans only exist in the summer. Even if it's way more dangerous in the winter because everything is super dry.
Right.
I mean, think about, like, even people. Like, people's skin dry out in the wintertime. Your clothes are staticky.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If there's no snow and no rain, it's way drier in the winter.
Right.
Than it is in the summer.
I think
plants are green and full of water.
I read one guy made a comment. I forget what it was, an article I was reading, and they had all these comments underneath of it. And this guy was saying, well, we had a bunch of people, like thousands of people, stuck on the highway during a winter storm. And he was like, how many people's batteries went dead in their car? And they were literally sitting there freezing because they didn't have any juice.
Yeah.
And then going even deeper into the whole electric car and I applaud the idea. Like, sure.
Oh yeah.
Alternate fuels, go for it.
I've
Hell
seen
yeah.
actually excavate.
The longer we hold out on hydrogen, the worse it's going to be. It's time to.
Here's the thing.
It's time to embrace hydrogen.
And maybe I'm alone in this one, but to me, like, this whole electric car thing.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl commercials were a prime example of that. It was so many electric car commercials.
Right. Yeah.
We're not promoting the going green. We're not promoting things where people use public transportation to reduce the amount of vehicles. We're promoting personal consumerism.
Yeah.
We're creating it under the guise
absolutely
of going green.
Yeah.
Because when you make a plastic car,
mm-hmm.
I don't care what it runs on, you're still using petroleum to make the car.
Yeah.
You're still copper mines to make the wires.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's kind of like what I was getting at. Like
copper, nickel, and lithium.
The most pollutant part of, I'm sorry, I'm pee-popping in the mic here. The most pollutant part of a vehicle is not the tailpipe.
Yeah.
It's the tires.
Oh, sure.
The rubber.
Yeah. You can't get rid of them.
There are.
I mean, well, you can.
There
but
are.
You like how a lot of people do it around here. Just chuck
Just chuck
them.
'em.
Yeah, chuck them somewhere.
There are thousands of acres of used tires in other countries that get shipped there from here.
Yeah.
Thousands of acres.
Yep.
I like how like
You know what I mean?
There's tires in my woods from like the 70s
Yeah.
that are still sitting there, and they don't even look like they're. I mean, they're dry rotted, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not disintegrated. They're there.
Yeah, if you want to go green and fix problems, invent a tire we only have to buy once.
Yeah. I love. See, this is a topic that I love.
What was the no? There's this one country I can't remember. They normally reuse a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like this guy, like he has used tires, like old tires. He has a little cutout. Guy makes freaking
Flip flops.
flip flops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
But he's not even.
He's got
putting a
his
dent.
work cut out for him.
He is, yeah, no pun intended. He's not even putting a dent. I mean, like the Simpsons tire fire is like comically small compared to these tire fields.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous. It really
but yeah,
is.
I'm just saying like he's doing he's doing something with them. But like you said, just one guy doing it. It's not like it's putting a huge dent.
No, I mean, think of all the running tracks and playgrounds that are using ground up tires, and they're still not even putting a dent in it.
Oh yeah.
And there's like like that has a lot of tires in it.
Yeah.
You guys, on the subject of being ecologically green and whatnot, you guys want to hear me piss off vegans?
Absolutely.
Okay, check this out.
Just saying, like,
This is related. This is related to this.
I'm just saying, like, hopefully you guys like this, like this episode. This is just something we're talking about. Like, there's unexplained
This
shit,
is the
shit all
conversation.
around.
Yeah, this is just it.
I feel like this is the stuff like you
Yeah.
would talk to your buddies about, and that's what we're
Check
doing right
this
now.
out, though.
But
You're
go ahead.
going to
Sorry.
love this, I think. All right. There's a thing in nature called an ecosystem. All right. So imagine a world where tomorrow every single one of us goes vegan.
Okay.
Check this out. This is amazing. We go vegan tomorrow. Our race goes extinct in a month.
Well,
Because we're competing for food with.
Because there's not enough. And we also have another issue that's going to happen. A month, most of the population is going to start dying off, right? Not enough food. There's just not enough. Also, there's only, a couple seasons for growing that much food. It's not like we're in year-round farming, So anyway, to make up for the losses, you'd have to go into basically like growing labs, GMOs, right? Well, we've seen how great those turn out. Okay, so
to make it like, because GMO stuff, like they
genetically
modify
modified
it to grow faster too. Because if you're
grow
saying
faster, go big, grow
and
bigger.
then next you know that starts giving somebody new types of cancer.
Exactly. Meanwhile, animal population completely out of control. All right. What happens when a certain animal group overpopulates?
It actually doesn't control itself just like deer do.
Not
Or-
always. Sometimes,
not always?
well, it will eventually,
Okay.
but sometimes it's not as pretty as you'd like. You'll take a stance out there saying, "Well, I don't eat meat because it's a life form." That's fine. And I'm not gonna make it a personal attack and say,
Yeah.
hey, that's a shitty way of thinking. No, that's fine. I get it. There's a moral there. The problem is that if everyone does that, that animal species is no longer being controlled by a predator. It's growing out of control. Now new diseases are coming. There's too many of them. Just like any population, diseases kind of naturally occur and start controlling the population. Well, how long until one of those diseases becomes novel?
Right.
How long until one of these diseases catches to the next closest relative of that animal group? How long before your veganism comes all the way back and, are you still killing animals to feed your pets? Or is it just you? Is that okay? Where's the standard? Because by not controlling these animal populations, you essentially will let disease run rampant. We are part of an ecosystem. We are not above it. That is my statement that I think would piss off the vegan community if, whatever, or maybe not. Maybe they see it too. Maybe they're, whatever. Maybe they're more open-minded than I'm thinking. By not being part of an ecosystem, you're not helping to contribute to that ecosystem. We are here as an omnivore. We are here to pretty much keep in check many different things. Well, plants, we keep in check different plants that we're consuming and animals that we consume. And the fact of the matter is that most of the stuff that you're eating is a GMO one way or another. There's no wild cows out there. We made those. Those are GMOs. Look at corn. Look at what corn was and what we've made it. It's not real. We've genetically modified a plant.
Yeah.
There's repercussions. And we're sitting there going, God, where's all this cancer coming from?
Like lemons?
What the hell? How come we're getting all these crazy diseases that we never got before? This is insane.
So another question is, what do all the farmers do with the livestock now that they're not going to make any money? They can't afford to maintain the livestock. Do they turn them free? That creates a huge problem.
Biological impact.
That's a huge problem for several reasons. One, you think it's bad when you hit a deer going down the road, hit a cow.
Yeah.
Two, do you know what feral hogs do?
Yeah, absolutely. Every single hog in America gets turned loose because we're no longer eating them.
They go feral in 2 weeks.
They go feral in 2 weeks, and then they start
Hunting
demolishing.
Yeah, and they kill.
They'll eat us.
Yeah.
They will destroy gardens.
Yep.
So again, they'll pollute more, and then a lot more other shit just dies on top of it.
If every hog in the U.S. was turned loose right now, I would give us less than a month, maybe 2 months, if we weren't allowed to just go start killing them.
Yeah.
And that's speculation, but to me that makes sense because they all turn feral so fast.
Yeah.
The hogs will kill and eat anything. They don't care. And we don't stand a chance against them.
Right.
For the most part. Sure, there's guys out there that can spear hogs or shoot hogs, or they have dogs that are trained to kill hogs. They'll survive. But even trained hunters get gored.
Yeah.
They get bit.
I think the bottom line in my way of thinking on this whole subject is that by not embracing that we are part of an ecosystem and somehow thinking that we're just morally above nature, which I think is absolute insanity, we could cause a lot more damage. Luckily, there's enough people who are still on board with, hey, I like a steak every now and again or a hamburger. Yeah, I get it. They're not the most best things for you. But you know what? It could be a lot worse. And there is an exception to the vegan thing, too. There is people who cannot eat meat or have meat allergies, etc., so forth. Maybe they don't react to the proteins right. They're excluded. But I'm saying that this whole movement of going green, it's not exactly green. It's whatever the hell it is. It's not going green. It's not helping.
It's like you said.
The idea has merit.
We're not getting out of this world without any type of blood on our hands.
I really feel like the sooner we accept that we are part of a system.
Yeah, I feel like it's hold on a second. I feel like that was bad. It's not leaving here with blood on our hands. It's like you were saying. It's like accepting that this is the way things go.
Yeah.
It's like.
I mean, look at our place in nature now.
Yeah.
Do we have a natural predator?
No.
Other than each other, I mean.
Well.
Not in our part of the world, no.
You know what I mean? Like
there's
intelligent wise, I feel like the only thing, there's nothing out there that's more intelligent than we are.
Yeah, I get it. Like, there's exceptions. Like, there's like
lions,
tigers
bears.
and bears and shit.
Oh my!
Oh my!
Oh my!
I'm just saying, like, our numbers are high enough to say that okay, we are the apex, and if we're the apex predator of the world, there's a responsibility to maintain populations of things. Yeah. I'm not saying we go dodo bird on it and like hunt it to extinction, in a couple of years, but in moderation. Like you said, if you turn the cows loose, they wouldn't just be a bitch to like hit with your car. They'd be an impact on everything we have. All those crops for our salads would be gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a cow is like an
it's an eating machine.
It's an eating machine.
If
it's
they're not
built
eating,
for
they're
eating.
shitting.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
And then you got the methane problem. The cows are rampant, so there's just methane. Now we got to talk the cows into going green. So what's going to end up happening is we have to convince the cows to start eating meat.
We need Ceph, cow exhaust fluid.
Right? You got to convince the cows to start eating meat, so they start eating each other. That gets rid of the methane. Hopefully it brings them back down, and then we'll just let them wipe each other out. And then hopefully the leftover cow poop doesn't, ruin the soil too much and then stop the crops from growing. And we'd have to go back to eating meat again, and that would just ruin the whole thing. But all the populations would be out of control for animals, so there'd be plenty of meat. Maybe this is the right path.
So another thought on that is, and it's something I just thought of when you said that, is that if we have all of these animals that we usually eat for food turned loose now, because nobody's going to keep them penned up because they're not going to be able to afford to pay to feed them.
Yeah, you can't feed them. Yeah.
You can't, what does that do for the predator population in the United States?
Oh, jeez. I feel like the predators will be sitting pretty for a while.
Yeah.
For a little while.
The more food, the more predators.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the predators
their population could double, triple.
Yeah. So we got what? Coyotes, wolves, bears.
Oh my.
Yeah. Feral hogs.
Feral hogs.
Well, then again though, feral hogs would probably overtake all of the other predators eventually.
Possibly.
So many of them.
Yeah, because they reproduce like crazy.
Some of those hogs get big.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly spookish either. Like they're not like, oh, I'm afraid of that. Usually they'll be afraid for a second, and then a bunch of them will go after it.
I mean, even look in Africa, like a cheetah will chase a warthog.
Yeah.
But once it realizes what it's after, it will go the other direction.
Yeah, it's like
they will not go to toe to toe.
This isn't worth it.
Yeah. But I mean, even then,
yeah.
we'd still have wolves.
Right.
Pack hunters that are
feral dogs.
Feral dogs.
Because you can't afford. I mean, dog food's got meat in it.
Yeah.
I really crack up over that whole thing too. Where
feral cats,
grain in dog food.
Yeah.
Grain in like vegetables and dog food. And I'm like, and we wonder why the dogs are sick. Why they have millions of dollars of vet bills every year.
Yeah.
Like it's a predator animal. Predators don't. They eat meat. They don't eat vegetables.
Look at what feral cats have done to the United States bird population.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe cats are native to the U.S.
Not domestics, no.
No, they're an invasive species.
Yep.
Like the domestic style, when they turn feral and they're loose, they're destroying bird populations.
So we need to be like Bigfoot. Just eat everything.
I think that's our best bet.
Just live out in the woods, eat everything that
Full
that
circle,
you can catch.
people. Full circle.
Yeah, you catch it, you eat it, you contribute to the circle of life. That's our responsibility.
Yep.
If a meteor hits, if another meteor hits, then there's some, that's global warming.
Right.
Actually, you know what though? A meteor hitting would be global warming on a really fast scale.
I wonder how many of our listeners, because I know our demographics kind of in the upper range, they all remember the whole ozone scare, the hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
It was highly politicized in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Only to discover it was a vent.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out ozone regenerates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we didn't know that then.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious though.
I think what was there was always these commercials showing. Oh well, it wasn't in the 80s, but I saw commercials. Like people's like, oh, these aerosol cans.
Yeah.
And you spray it, and they show the little molecules going up into the air and eating the fucking ozone.
Yep.
Like, oh my god, I'm never buying. Well, I mean, after this can.
Yeah.
Because I got to do some cleaning.
Yeah.
And it's Febreze.
Yeah. It turns out that if you totally encapsulate the world and then throw the sun at it for 12 hours a day, that it would superheat itself without a vent to release the hot air.
No, those,
Smart.
Febreze don't even put.
Did Febreze go green?
Yeah, they basically did. Like,
oh my god.
They have the like.
There's no CFO.
Yeah, there's no like, what makes the.
Yeah, the aerosol.
Yeah, the aerosol can. It's actually what the force. It like so basically you're buying a giant bottle, but only half is like a quarter way full.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to use the force of the air bubble in there, to use it now.
Sounds like a clever way to sell us less
Yeah.
less product.
I think I've got a can of like the off bug spray over there on that shelf from like 1970. I don't know where it came from. Those things just happen, you know.
Yeah.
In a garage, things like that just show
Right.
up. So the next really hot day, I'm just gonna go out and start spraying it and see if it cools down.
It's a good idea.
I mean, it's worth a shot, right?
It's supposed to make it hotter because you're eating the ozone layer.
Did you ever
so
notice though
the
that
rays.
with all of those like
Well, next time it snows.
with all of those like the companies that make those type of products that have like went, you know, like trying to go environmentally friendly, the like wasp and hornet killer companies are like, nope, we're standing our ground. Dude, that can will shoot like 18 feet.
That is a great self-defense weapon, by the way.
They
For our
do not
listeners.
want you getting stung, and that can it backs that statement. They're like, dude, if that beehive is behind the neighbor's house, we want you to be able to hit it from your back porch. Never getting close.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. For those of you that work in areas that may need a self-defense weapon but can't conceal, carry, or whatever, a can of long-reach hornet spray is as good as mace. And
shit.
nobody bats an eye because it's bug spray. But those things will shoot like 12, 14 feet, and it does not feel good in the eyes.
Oh God, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
You remember me and you got into that
Oh, God.
epic like 3-day battle with Hornet's Nest?
Do we want to tell them our stupid?
I feel like it was evolution.
Have you had a bee encounter with everybody in the room? I think you have.
Ours is was.
Everybody in the room.
Yeah, we remember Shovel and Fire.
Shovel and Fire.
Shovel
yeah.
and Fire's hard.
Me and him, I came back from working. We were working the blacksmithing at the fair.
Yeah.
We were blacksmithing, and we kept going to the fair every day for a week. So we were barely at the house. Came back when it was all over, and my dog comes running up to me. And he always jumped up on the fence, and I'd pet him. And I noticed as soon as I pet him, I started getting stung. I'm like, God, what the hell? He's got hornets all over him. He didn't give a shit. He's big Alaskan Malamute. He didn't freaking care. He was literally pissing on the hornet's nest and just whatevering it, right? I'm freaking out because I'm like, God, get away from me. And I'm running. So hornets have made it was a big paper hornet nest underneath my back deck. I mean, it was mad. Remember how big the thing was? And it was like a cloud of them, man. And I'm freaking out. Some of them came in the house and were chasing us and shit. And it was like terrible. So me and Tyler, we decided that it was us or the Hornets. So we filled a super soaker up with paint thinner, was it?
Paint thinner.
Paint thinner. Not a great idea at all.
Oh,
Turns out paint thinner doesn't like plastic at all.
Yeah,
They stop spraying, don't they?
At first, though, it was awesome.
We
For
had
like the first 10 minutes, we had basically a remote delivery system for a flammable liquid.
Right.
And we were standing back like, just shooting this like 18-foot stream over to the hornet's nest and everything else made of wood around it.
Right, of course, as one does.
And then we had a spear. It was a spearhead we made, and we like wrapped it with a bunch of shit and lit it on fire. And we were throwing it. And we actually got it. We hit it. Boom. Fire. My back porch is on fire. Oh, shit. The part of the nest falls off on fire, hits a plastic chair, and just starts melting through the chair. And we're just standing there like, uh-oh. They didn't die. They didn't die at all. We maybe put a little dent in their population. Those bastards were there still. The next day, the smoke was cleared. Nothing had burnt down. The hornet's nest was still there. and man, were they busy rebuilding. We tried to fight them again that day. I remember we were like throwing shit at it and running. Because these things were mean as shit. Like, they were just vicious.
I feel like that's when we got the spray. So can after can, I think we got a shitload. We got like 12 cans or something like that.
Didn't even dent them, man. We were just emptying these things.
And I feel like it, like after a while it actually did, but
I think
we
were making them stronger.
No, like I remember ending it like.
Just emptying them.
That motion and that demonstration is going to be great for the audio podcast.
Dude, and what the best part about it is after all that, the next day they were still there. I ended up giving up, and we got an exterminator to come out. And you know what made me realize like how dumb we were was the fact that he didn't get that close to him. He was all the way like by the fence shooting a spray into the nest because he knew what the hell they were.
Right.
And I'm sitting there talking to him. I'm like, you ever been stung? He's like, nope. I'm like,
50 feet back.
Nice. I'm sitting there like, yeah, we set him on fire. And he just like looked at me like, really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, did it work? Like, well, I mean, you're here. So, obviously, we had some trouble.
I thought it was funny because when we first did the paint thinner, we tried to put the cap back on. But, dude, it kept popping off because of the fumes in the fucking bottle.
It was terrible. I'm pretty sure that those hornets were mutants. Like, they were just ridiculous
they were
tough.
aliens, totally.
Something, I don't know what, but...
Do you remember the ground bees in your backyard?
I do. The ground, oh my God, yeah.
That night was...
shoveling fire is hard work.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It's really hard work.
We were literally shoveling, like, hot coals into the fucking beehive, like, trying to get rid of them, and they were just...
We may or may not have poured flammable liquid down the hole and then lit it, and then the ground was on fire. and bees.
Yeah.
The ground was fire and bees.
Yeah. That place had a problem with that over and over again. Mm-hmm. Swarms loved that place. I don't know what it was.
I hated in the fucking the forge area. The damn wasp always just...
Did you ever notice that they were always like docile though?
Yeah, they were always nice.
They were so smoked out all the time. They were like, dude, I'm not even here to sting you, man. Like, I'm just going to build this thing and then I'm, don't even worry.
I'll just come at nighttime.
I never got stung in the forge shop ever. It was always outside of it. Yeah, I don't know. Life is weird, guys.
Yeah.
Things are unpredictable.
I love how this was like turned into somewhat of like cryptid.
It's the conversation, It's like it is what it is.
Natural just flows the way it goes.
But we did say like we wanted to branch out to more things that are unexplained, and I feel like the whole climate change stuff is
it's definitely to me it falls into unexplained and conspiracy.
Yeah,
because it's like, look, man, yeah, the climate's changing, but it was doing it anyway,
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have anything else to talk about?
Nope.
I know it was a weird episode, but hey, that's how it goes. We don't script this shit.
Yep. No controlling narratives.
What?
You know how you don't control a narrative? Don't have one.
Right. We definitely do not.
But
I hope you enjoyed that trip with us, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had like a brain fart there. Like
I saw you. I stepped in.
Yeah, you did.
It's always fun, though. I mean, that's what we do here. Get together, talk about weird shit. Piss off vegans.
Yep.
Piss off other YouTube channels.
Piss off you. Oh yeah, I forgot about talking all that shit about them guys. I'm sure they'll find out and they'll say something. They'll be like they're promoting fake news.
Piss off EV owners.
An electric vehicle, yeah. God damn, man, we're gonna piss off everybody. As long as Travis still loves us.
Right.
I feel like we can keep going.
I feel like everything we said he probably agreed with on every level. for the most part, as far as.
It would be funny though if somewhere in this we crossed a major line, and he's like he just rips us a new one.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd stay mad at us though.
But I do feel like he's the kind of guy that would eat a cheeseburger at a car show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I'd buy him a cheeseburger.
I don't think we upset him.
Yeah. All right, everybody. You guys enjoy your rest of your week. Hopefully you had fun with us. And stay tuned for the next one. I think we're gonna dig into something a little heavy. So we'll see you then. You guys take care of each other.
Later. See you guys.